You are now watching Tuned In at 1201. What's up, y'all? It's your girl JQ. You are now watching Tuned In at 1201, sponsored by Disbelief Tequila and powered by Life Made Photo. It is episode number 2. I'm so excited. Hope y'all like that new intro beat. Shout out to Memphis Track Boy. And I have a really special guest today. I'm so excited to have him on here. It's my guy. He is a DJ, one of my favorite Qs. I call him JD, but y'all know him as IB John Doe on Instagram. So we're going to welcome him in and let him introduce himself a little bit more. So that's when you walk in. So I'm going to let him introduce himself.
What's going on, good people? As she said, I am DJ IB John Doe. That's IBJOHNDOE. Just in case you don't know who I be, it's John Doe, baby. Let's go.
All right, so I want him to kind of touch on working in the music industry here in Memphis, you know, being a DJ in a city right now that is so popping in music. Like, I typically am the type of person that says, I don't like Memphis, I don't enjoy being here, but lately it's been popping.
Yeah, we got to change that.
The vibe is live right now. Indeed. So I want you to touch on what got you into the music industry, what made you want to start DJing, and then tell us a little bit about your background, where you from.
Okay.
Are you a Memphis native?
Absolutely, born and raised. I'm really from Memphis. You know, most people got to holler out their side. You know, predominantly I am from North Memphis, Klondike, Ridge Grove, all the way to Bay. But, you know, I've lived, have roots, and established myself in many parts of the city. So when I have to tell people my true story, I'm really from the city of Memphis. As far as getting into the music, there's a long and short story of that. I started playing instruments when I was in school, following behind my uncle. He was a drummer. When I tried to get in band, I didn't have the opportunity to play drums, so I ended up playing tuba. Ended up from that point teaching myself other instruments. Kind of was able to follow him during his rap career at the time, learning things of that nature, being around people. But it wasn't for many moons and years later that I actually got into the game of DJing. And with that, I actually had no desire to be a DJ, honestly. Right. I had some other motives why I was doing it. But how some things transpired, as I tell people now, this has basically been a 10-year temper tantrum of somebody once telling me my name had no value, and I told them they could never do that ever again.
Period. I like that. And something that I really like about him is that he is a versatile DJ. Like, I first met him, this is crazy. This is like a full circle moment, because the first time I ever met him, I don't know if you remember, but Jonathan got me booked for that gender reveal. Wow. So we all were shooting and working at the same time. You were the DJ, I was the photographer, Jonathan was the videographer. But before we get into anything else, it's shot o'clock.
Let's do it.
So I already knew you were a repo guy.
Man, we got to rip that rip.
I put the rip in front of him. I'm going to let you pour for yourself.
Okay.
And I'm going to stick with the Blanco today.
Let's do it. I'm good at putting it in. I'm terrible at pulling it out.
I shouldn't laugh, y'all. And I got a good chaser today. Disbelief has a good energy drink. And I normally have Red Bull, but this is topping it, so cheers.
Cheers. I'm in belief.
I was gonna say, what you looking at?
Nothing.
I'm gonna share.
No.
You want some?
I'm good. I don't chase nothing but money. No liquor, no women. Let's go.
All right, so yeah, like I was saying before, he is a very versatile DJ. That's what I enjoy about him. So I met him at a gender reveal. He had great energy. Never talked to him in my life. He's sitting over there doing a Nick Cannon dance. I'm like, this is
love
my
don't
guy.
Cause a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my guy. And at baby showers, weddings, in the club, in the lounge. So, you know, he gives you a different vibe. I want you to talk about maybe like the hardships of working in the music industry as being a DJ here in Memphis. Like, what do you like? What do you dislike? Pros and cons. Let's touch on that.
So, as you say, Memphis is in a very exciting time. We are finally establishing ourselves in a respectful fashion. We've already had the 3-6s, the Tommy Wright IIIs, A-Ball, MJG, where they've known of us. But I think we're in a position where anything we put out right now they have to take a stop and really look at it. Those guys had to fight their ways into those rooms. But with that, as the rappers get on, of course, everything that comes along with it, from the entourages to the DJs to the representatives to anybody who's dealing with them have an opportunity to get into the game. So as a DJ, and one of the things about my story is I didn't start DJing in Memphis. I just so happened to be from Memphis, and where I started when I was in college in Knoxville. And basically because I was on the East Coast, I was known as a Memphis DJ. Okay. But for me, I said I had to come home because I didn't want to have roots. I didn't want to be traveling around the country known as a Memphis DJ and not have established roots as a DJ here in Memphis exactly. But at that time, this is right around the time when Moneybagg is coming out. This is when Dolph is going, what he's doing. Gotti was already, already had probably bought himself out a few deals at that point. So we were already established. But getting back here definitely was an eye-opener because this is a relationship business. Yeah. And how you establish those relationships is really the crux of your success. And a lot of people say, oh, he only knew this person, he knew this person, he knew this person. Well, that's actually not a bad thing because that doesn't occur overnight. You have to go establish those connections and those bonds, even if it was the case of somebody you grew up with and they give you an opportunity. Well, guess what? That was your sweat equity into that moment for them to give you that opportunity later. So I've never looked at it as a hindrance for me. A lot of people do because they don't want to do that. They don't want to suck up to others. They don't look like they're kissing ass. They don't look like they're doing that.
That's just what we talked about when I called you the other day.
Indeed. And, you might got to, listen, 8Ball MJG told us back in the day, them 25 lighters on the dresser, you got to write a little letter, you know what I'm saying? Pat them on the ass, write a little letter, but get what you want out of it and be respectful in how you get those things. Now, once you get into the ranks, that's when the fun... That's when the fun begins, and those were those real things. I'm a type of person that I kind of go opposite. If everybody likes ranch, I like blue cheese. It's going down my throat, not yours. So what you doing for?
You're right.
You get me? You know what I'm saying? And when I eat it, guess what? I become the greatest product you ever know. So guess what? Is it really that bad?
Nah,
But at the same time, I'm out of your lane and you're in your lane. Mm-hmm. We should never bump heads. But this industry and how things are. And as you start realizing people's true motives in it, right. That's when you start running into the issues. It's not about the product. It's not about just, hey, let them do what they do. Like, people are going to find a way, like bumper cars, to run into you in some kind of way.
Right. So another thing I like about this guy is every event I see him at, he gonna drink with me. He gonna turn down a shot. So I think it's time for shot o'clock again because, we got to get tired at 3.
Indeed. It ain't nice if you do it twice, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, episode 2, let's do it.
Cinco, what you say?
Cinco de Sixo. It's the next day. We know it's not correct, guys. Let's ride.
Cinco de Mayo was kind of ruined in Memphis because it rained yesterday, but we're going to do it all over again. Cheers.
Cheers.
So, with you being such a popular DJ, in my opinion, you are.
Thank
you didn't let me finish.
Do it again.
No.
It worked beautifully. I feel like we should keep that.
We are. In my opinion, you are.
Thank you.
So, I want to talk about how difficult or easy it has been to maintain your own personal relationships, knowing that, the thing of how do I want to put this? The talk of the town is clout. They want to talk to the person that's popping. They want to be around the man that's got something going. Mm-hmm. How do you sustain your relationships? The ones that mean the most to you? Indeed.
So I would say for me, and kind of going back to my origin of DJing, one thing, I started DJing later in life. Mm-hmm. I didn't start DJing actually until my senior year of college, and at that time I was 23. 23, 24. I was actually having a child at the time. Just kind of making a transition in life, which also why I tell you my peculiarness of being a DJ. I didn't have an intent to be a DJ. I was going to do it for that year and I was going to get out of it. But for that, and the reason I bring that up is to go back into my collegiate years and things that I got to experience societally and just socially. I kind of got to get a lot of it out of the way. I got to experience what I need to experience. I know me. I didn't need to be a DJ at 16, 17 years old. Yes, some of my favorite DJs said they've been DJing since they were 12, 13. I didn't need that. I didn't need that. I needed a certain level of maturation to maneuver in the way I do because exactly what you're saying, those pitfalls are out there.
I respect that.
Having a relationship, it's not even just about what you will find yourself getting into. It's also about balancing the security, and I don't want to say insecurities, but balancing the security of your relationship, your significant other, because there are a lot of eyes on you. And as we will note in anybody who's in anything, the viewer creates their own perception. And from that perception, that's the message they put out there. And you could be the subject of their movie and you never knew you started in it. And when it gets around, because words do get back around, that person that is in that room with you, are they secure enough to understand you did or did not do the things you did? Or is that something that's of their nature? Is that something, and I will admit, I've lived life and had fun. Mm-hmm. So there are things that somebody could say that you may consider, but it's definitely, you have to have a certain level of, like I say, maturation to control those things. Being a DJ, our job is to control the room. Mm-hmm. So you got to control your life. Right. It ain't all about being dominating and domineering in a sense, but it's understanding. A skill of a DJ is watching that room and watching what what they like. Certain women want me to come in here and play Beyonce. Some of them want to listen to Shiesty.
What I want to hear.
We're not gonna talk about it, guys. We're gonna protect her reputation on this here.
No, it's a good song, y'all. It fits me well. You don't know what I want to hear?
I'm drunk.
I want to hear Usher Superstar every
time. Why am I wrong? Why did I not know? You just
every time
we had a whole long conversation about that, and Usher was in the city the next day. Why?
I text him. I'm like,
you did. It's in my phone. You know what? And I'm one of those DJs. When you walk in the room, I know that, but.
I don't do that. I don't normally hit up the popular men and be like, fine. But I was like, I want to have a margarita.
But like I say, back to what we're talking about. Right. But like I said, it's about controlling your environment, controlling your imagery, controlling those things because everybody's affected by it. It's the same for anybody who's in the public spotlight, from a bartender to a bottle girl to photographers to ball players to whoever's out there on the regular. Like, people get to create their own narrative about you, but what do you do to solidify or confirm what their suspicions will be?
And then something I've been saying lately is pay attention to the narrative and who is giving out the narrative, because a lot of people
reliable sources.
A lot of people that speak or have something not so positive to say about you, what do they have positive to say about themselves? And I've been telling the people a lot lately, you can't expect somebody to like you when they don't even really like themselves.
Ooh.
You know? So you can't really pay attention to everything you hear come back.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. And kind of even with that, a lot of people aren't prepared for what you're going through. Even being a lawyer, you got to look at even our respectable professions. Mm-hmm. If you become that guy in any industry that you're in, it creates a level of insecurity because those people part of it is their own understanding. If I was in your position, what would I be doing? Would Drake be sliding in my DMs right now, and what would he be saying? And if I went with Drake, that's a $40 million. He just signed $400 million deal. What would their life look like versus this guy who makes $30,000, loves me, cares for me? Might got his own little faults because everything ain't perfect. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, but what does Drake treat? Are you a toy to Drake, or are you something of value to Drake? Or whoever that celebrity may be. So even in a small level, I have to consider myself as such. Because there are people who will create a narrative about me that I don't even feel. Mm-hmm. Oh, he has this. He's able to do this. He's somebody here. He's somebody there. And I'm just like, dude, honestly, if I take these clothes off and don't come to the club for a month, you wouldn't know who I am.
Yeah. It's like I hate being judged. And I know that's a part of life in general, but it's like you're sitting here telling me who I am and you don't even know me. And I posted that on my story yesterday. Don't take anything personally about a person that don't even know you personally. That sometimes it really bothers me at times. I'm like, bitch, you don't even know me. And that's the part that I really love about myself, is being mysterious. Like, you've hyped me up to be this person that I haven't even became yet. I just play that role.
Yes. That's a great point and something that I've tried to take for myself. Kind of hints the name John Doe. Mm-hmm.
I really like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
What's the most readily recognizable yet unidentifiable person in the world?
It's a
John Doe. Everybody knows John Doe, but nobody knows John Doe, hence they're John Doe. Mm-hmm. And with that, I try to keep that level of mystery. What you know of me is what I give you. And people going to prefer to have it, or they're going to accept it for how I give them. But I'm aware that people are going to do what they're going to do with it. And so not being naive to what they're going to do with it, I didn't sit and wait, and I'm already prepared. Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
What?
You know what I'm saying? The P's will get you a long way, P. We've been popping P. I don't know about pushing it. We've been popping P a long time in Memphis, baby. So
Ooh,
we can talk
get me
about
started.
it. Because piss poor preparation do some things that we ain't got to talk about. But that's, like I said, back to controlling rooms and things like that. Stop acting like it's not going to happen. Ain't nothing new under the sun. It's just new to you. You know, Ephesians 6:18 says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but principalities. And those principalities say, JQ, you may do something to me. I can't be mad at you. I got to look at your background and your history and who you are. That principality was passed to you. Somebody taught you that. And principalities passed through DNA. We act like our mothers, talk like our fathers, be all these different things, and we don't even realize it. My dad, I'm him. I'm a spitting image of him. We went around a lot like that, but I understand that I'm like him. So again, that understanding has me to understand anything that I'm about to deal with, somebody's already dealt with.
And although that I've been taught that as a young girl in church, I'm so glad that you brought that up again, because as an adult, it's so true. Like,
Indeed.
you can't help who you are.
You can't.
Or what you're passed down.
But what you can do is take the time to understand who you are and then create a standard of what is that good person, what is that good natured mindset that I want to be, what is that imagery that I want these people to have, and then redirect those good and bad traits to make sure that I'm giving that image out.
I think it's shot o'clock.
Man, let's do it.
Told y'all he not gonna turn down a shot. Hey, Blanco me, period. I think I'm taking bigger shots than you, but I ain't gonna.
I'm going. You know what? I'm an equalizer. Call me Denzel. I'm the equalizer.
When we leave here, I'm gonna make him pay for my food.
It's just money. Who cares? We getting that, shouty.
Cheers.
Money come and goes, but the good times don't.
That disbelief is great.
I'm in belief. Ain't no disbelief. They might need to change the name because we in belief. And if you're not, you need to figure something out.
It's so crazy because my daddy loves this drink now. He calls it his disability drink. I don't know where he got that from. I guess because he be crazy after he strike out or whatever. But it's so funny. I just love it. So the last thing I want to get into, I just want you to be yourself, be honest, and drop some gems for some young men or women. I love seeing female DJs.
Absolutely. We need them. Hey, if you got the desire to do it, young ladies, please, we need it. Your energy. As a DJ, it's your energy.
Yes, and one female DJ that I love, she's not even a black girl. Her name is Chantel Jeffrey. She's just really cute.
I'm going to check her out.
Ooh, she's so cute. And she went vegan, her body on point. But anyways, I just love to see women come in and control a room. Yes. The men that's it. And the women are I love her. So what's some gems that you can drop for young men or women that are looking to be entrepreneurs? Okay. I mean, not entrepreneurs. Okay. DJs.
It's one and the same, honestly, because those same traits that you would have to create a business is the same thing you're going to need to establish yourself as a DJ. Right. Also, one of the things I can give you that I didn't learn or respect until, I will say, even about 3 years ago. I'm actually, September 1st, 2020 will be my 10-year anniversary of DJing.
We're going to have a party.
It's already established, baby. Please believe the Dough Show is coming. Orange Cup set is coming. Orange Cups and lighters, you know how we do it. I didn't really respect the business level. But again, that's back to my origin. I wasn't trying to be a DJ.
Right.
So understand you are a business. Respect yourself as such. Carry yourself as such. Understand everybody's looking at you and every move you make is important. Don't understand this. As a DJ or entrepreneur, we are people pleasers. Yes, you are a money recipient and that's your bottom line and that is your goal. But you're selling a product. You're requiring others to take their time, use their resources, and give their energy to you. Make sure it's worthwhile. So kind of to narrow that down to a DJ. For me, I'm a student of the game. I study things. I study interviews. I study how he walks. I study the clothes they wear. I study how he has his microphone placed, how these speakers are connected, how I'm going beyond a reasonable doubt because when I get in a room, I want to be a value. I want to be an asset, not a liability.
Assets over liability.
Every time. Be the numerator, not the denominator.
Hello.
So that being said, if I can come in a club and the sound system's off, but I know how to tweak this and turn that makes you more valuable. Well, how did I learn that? First of all, YouTube University is the greatest university in the world. I'm involved for life, University of Tennessee, Knoxville graduate. But YouTube University, it's free for everybody. Use it. Why not? I mean, you're watching me here right now, but use it.
Way to plug me in,
You
guys.
got to do it. So, use it. That's one of those things. And understand, it takes 10,000 hours to master something. And if that's the cuteness, I tell people this all the time. If there are 48 laws of power, I'm sure there are at least 50. Why? Because what teacher gives the student all the game? So if there are 48, you really can double that up because there's got to be a way to outmaneuver that. So in that same token, as a DJ, understand that you can come in this room and yes, I'm gonna play these hits. We can ride in a rental car. We can sell a rack at the back. We can that's what's up all night long. We can do whatever. But at the same token, I can throw a Kiss song in the middle of that. And you be like, where the hell did this come from? I can throw a Minnie Riperton song in the middle of a hot club. You're like, where did this come from? And when I tie it with what I tie it with, you're like, oh, back to those principalities that we spoke about. Music is the same. It doesn't really change. The samples are there. The messaging is there. Certain songs are going to talk about the same things. But unless you take that time to respect your craft, to see that and understand that, we're really therapists and psychologists in our own right. Because we have to tap into that energy that people are going through. Certain rooms in certain places require certain things. So understand the room that you're walking in. If I go play something at the Forum, it's a whole different set. If I play something at Prohibition Lounge on a Saturday night, top tier Saturdays, that's a whole different set. If I come on, R&B Wednesdays, it's a whole different set. Mm-hmm. But that energy, that mission that I'm going on is to make you understand that I understand what you're going through. Right. And that's your job as an entrepreneur for whatever you're providing.
Yeah, you definitely touched on something as an entrepreneur. You said, basically what I tell people, you said, your brand is who you are every time you step out. And when people ask me what I do, I say, I am my brand. I do whatever you need me to do. I am who you need me to be. Indeed. And I think something very important is when you go out and you shoot, when you go out and film, when you go out and drink, you are the same person every time. You need to know how to conduct yourself in every setting and be the same person. Indeed. I think that's really important. So I think we did 3 shots, but we can do 4, and then I can ask you 3 questions to end this off.
Let's do it.
We killed that.
We killed that. Right on 2 on 1. Look at that.
You got a whole hour before you got to do anything else.
This was divine and set up. Hey, if you're not in belief, this is nothing to disbelieve. Get you some of this.
Wait. Do it again. We got to cut that out, Jonathan. Because for real, I'm drunk.
No, keep all that. We're going to do it just like this. Watch this.
Okay, fine.
If you are not in belief, this is what you can disbelieve because it's going to help you believe.
I love going out of town and being like, so have y'all had that drink for them 3 black men in Memphis?
Come on, talk about it. And along with their line, man, listen, there are a lot of, pay attention, you're going to find yourself into some things, I promise.
All right. Salud.
Salud.
Are we going to go out the country?
My passport been stamped off of 2 turntables in the mixer. I can do it. I ain't got no felonies, only degrees. Let's do it.
I love niggas like that.
I hang around a few felonies. We gotta talk about it.
Me too. Okay, so alright, so like last episode, this is where it gets bad. Cause we done took about 3 strikes.
I'm all good.
Me too. Alright. So this is where I ask 3 questions that come to the top of my head. First of all, what is your sign?
I'm an Aries. The first and foremost.
Is that a fire sign?
You know it.
Sad.
Come on, talk about it.
Gang.
Yeah. If I need water.
And what sign has attracted you the most?
Leos and Cancers.
Ooh.
Leos and Cancers.
Okay. All right.
Cancer specifically.
Why? They're so emotional.
That's what they need. They need that stability. People ain't dead. These hoes are scared. They're looking for guidance and direction. I'm here to provide it. That's why.
All right. Next question. Oh, I have to pause because you got me with that one.
You think it was gonna flow that smooth? We don't need disbelief, baby. I got you disbelief.
Every time. Okay, so if someone didn't have disbelief at their bar, what would you request?
Reverence Bourbon. It's also amongst the alliance, and I'm glad you asked that. That's my people.
Reverence or guidance?
Guidance as well. Guidance whiskey, Reverence Bourbon. It's all a part of the same Black Alliance. The founder of Reverence Bourbon is from Memphis as well.
Awesome.
In Nashville, TSU alumni, HBCU alumni, along with Guidance. They're both actually chapter brothers, Roadside, Mighty Roadside. So you know what I'm saying. Disbelief, reverence, guidance. You cannot go wrong.
Period.
That way.
And my last question.
Don't make it the last one.
I know.
I'm in your presence. I don't want to go.
We having too much fun.
Always. Episode 2.
It's just number 2.
Just number 2.
Let me see.
I done stumped her, y'all.
Okay, yeah, this is a good one. So this is your 10-year mark.
Indeed.
How much longer do you see yourself continuing to DJ, or where do you see yourself next as a brand?
You must want another hour.
No, you are a brand yourself.
You want another hour of
5
conversation.
minutes.
5 minutes. I got 5 minutes because I got 10 for you.
Come on.
But
I'm
no,
glad you have it.
actually, like I said, kind of to go back into my origin. If you look at my DJ name and how it's stylized, it has absolute marks around the DJ. Why? Because I didn't never consider myself a DJ. I feel like there were certain marks I needed to reach before I considered myself a DJ. Right. But I represent the absolute value of a DJ, obviously, because I do the things a DJ does. But out of respect of those who paved the way, I had to earn that right. I respect the DJ title just like if I had a doctorate, if I had a Juris Doctorate, if I was a lawyer, however it may be. You have to respect it as such. For me, my next step, I don't want to be the monkey on the stage. I'm the monkey on the stage so that I can understand how to train the monkeys on the stage. But I don't want monkeys to be on the stage. I want you to be a gorilla in whatever your endeavors are. So I want to go through the pitfalls and understanding as a DJ, as an artist of sort, and understand what we got to go through, how we got to talk to people, how we got to deal with people. You know what? Hey, you didn't want to spend this money, but we got to, or we got to go over here and we got to show them love. We got to come pop a bottle at their club, however it may be, so that I can train and teach the next person. I want to be a bridge builder ultimately. That's my ultimate goal. Like I said, we go back to that scripture we quoted, but we have to pass things down to each other. Again, it's not new to anybody. I didn't create the game. Even some of my things, my traits that I carry, as I tell people, if you had my DJ Mount Rushmore, DJ Jazzy Jeff is at the apex of that. The Magnificent One is at the apex of that. But if I had to tell you the DJ whose tree I'm cut off, the cloth that I'm cut off is Kid Capri. And
I don't know who that is.
You don't know Kid Capri?
And I'll be honest, I really don't know. That's why I like being around real niggas, because bitch, I need to learn.
But you young, I understand. I respect it. Go watch the original Def Comedy Jam. The original Def Comedy Jam. He was the DJ on
Jonathan, you know who that is?
You got to know who it is. But one of Bernie Mac's most iconic moments is, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. And within that, he was queuing up Q. He was queuing up Capri, and Capri was dropping tracks for him, you know what I'm saying, in the moments to accent his jokes. But Kid Capri was one of those first DJs who actually became a personality beyond just radio because of his space and place in Def Comedy Jam. But I've studied his business motions. One of the things I watched in the interview him say was like, he'll come down to a show. If the show gets rained out, the promoter's done his job, he's giving his money. The show gets rained out, it flops. You know what he does? Man, set me another date, I'll come down here and I'll do it for you. Again, we're people pleasers. We're here for the people. It's not for me. I'm a vessel to provide great energy for this night, to help you forget what you went through for the past 5 days. If I got you for 3 hours, I want this to be the greatest 3 hours of your damn life. Right. You forget everything that you went away from, and then you get there. So,
let me cut you off.
Yes.
This is how you know JQ built for this.
Yes.
So I want to ask you, who is your favorite or one of your top upcoming artists coming out of Memphis right now?
Okay, we got LaDon I have LaDon the Chameleon.
Okay, I need to check him out.
Just a young lady. And she got vibes for you. She got vibes for you.
Oh, girl.
Absolutely. Come on, man. Listen, you think I like dudes? No disrespect. Another guy who I've done some great business with, B Stank B. He's coming out. He's been moving around for a long while.
Yeah, shout out to B Sang. I'm in love with them righteous.
Let's see who I got. Khalil King, Westside Baby. And these are people that that. Oh, I heard this interview in 2022 and 2025. You're gonna be like, damn, John Doe said it. Along with that, Cartel the Don.
Okay.
She's another young lady. She's rocking.
I mess with him.
I have damn, Miss Washington. What's her first name? I'm sorry. She has a song called Stranger.
Okay.
Last name Washington. First, the song's name Stranger on Apple Music. You can go find it.
Like Carrie.
Kerry Washington.
Jonathan.
I have to forget
That's why I love having him in the background.
You know what? I was
boy.
thinking Olivia Pope, and I was like, that ain't her name. But it is her name. It is. I had to get right. We're on this disbelief, and this got me not believing anything that I want to say. Be careful. Drink responsibly.
It's a disability.
But hey, Memphis.
Memphis is
I'm
it.
not finna tell Memphis. I'm not finna tell them. You know what? I don't even know what the original question we were asking. We finna do this. The world, because they're watching.
Yeah.
Memphis is the one. We've been the one. 3 6 Mafia is the most sampled hip hop group in the world.
Meg Thee Stallion.
Go check the stats.
Check the stats.
We are your DNA.
Or my real stats.
Just like the city sits, we are a distribution point. And everything that we put out, everybody latches upon. But we got some great artists coming through the city that are definitely on the rise.
This is a great guy, y'all. Like, I just want y'all to know. I don't know if you know him, but he has taught me a lot in just a couple of conversations. He is always a good vibe, always good energy, always honest, and always gonna be that guy. So, are we closing here?
Yeah,
Let's close.
All right. Do we take another shot?
Why not?
What time is it? Can we go eat?
When in doubt, be out. Let's do it.
I want some hot wings. Okay.
Okay.
We're going to take one more shot to close. I'm going to take a little shot. I ain't even going to
Yeah,
hold
this
it.
is a sipper. This is the follow up.
All right. That's good. Okay.
No.
No. Because
I'm a big boy.
I'd rather be a little bit more drunk than they are. I'll let you try it. Tell me what you think about it.
Okay. I'm drinking disbelief and disbelief. Oh, that's nice.
I love
I can
it.
dig that. It's not too
It's
much
not
sugar.
too sweet.
It's not too sweet. It's straight to the point.
And it gets you right.
It gets you.
We need about a case of them hoes.
Man, 2, because this is episode 2. I need 2 cases. Listen,
Hey.
I need 2 of everything. 2 of your favorite. That's your clubs, your women, your alcohol. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. We finna close. We're gonna close out. And this is where it gets bad again because it's the end and I've struck out. Alright, y'all. So you are watching
So, guys, you're watching 1201
He's
After
lying.
It with me and JQ. IB, JQ, JD, JQ.
I can be Jane Doe and you be John Doe.
You heard Project
Alright,
Pat say
y'all.
back
Let
in
me
01.
close out. So you are now watching Tuned In at 1201 with JQ. I be John Doe as my guest. I'm so happy he was here.
I'm happy.
It took us a week to get this together.
Took a while.
Because now I'm sober, because now I'm pissed, because it took us a week to get this
Sky's
together.
playing.
You're right. But anyways, I hope y'all like this episode number 2. I'll be back with another one of your favorites. You never know who it's going to be. Season 2, we're going to have him out here again, though.
We're going to have to do a special segment
All right, bet.
with it.
Yeah, so make sure you like, follow, share, subscribe. And yeah, that's it. We'll be back with episode number 3 soon. Peace. Put up the peace sign. Thank you.
All right, perfect.